Last week I asked you guys through a YouTube community post which Marvel and DC copycats I should talk about as a follow-up to last time I did this. Which of these two invented abs? I also asked people to like other matchups and comments they thought were good so we can gauge which ones are more important and which ones deserve to be treated better. Yes, my channel is a society where social hierarchy is everything. Welcome back to high school. So let's go through the comments, shall we? Alright, top comment is by @smartlad09 and they say, Deadpool and Deathstroke based on who committed the most crimes. Now I was gonna skip this one because this is the one Marvel and DC copycat scenario that everyone brings up all the time, and to be honest, I'm kind of fucking sick of hearing about it and talking about it. And I'm sorry, Rob Liefeld, I know you co-created Deadpool, but here's a copy of Deathstroke, okay? Just live with it. And also, the last thing I want to deal with is a mob of angry Deadpool fans crying in my comments about, oh, Deadpool should have beaten X, or Deadpool should have beaten Y, how could you, or Deadpool should, like, I don't have the mental health to deal with any of that. But then I started thinking, who really has committed more crimes? Crimes against humanity. So we have Deadpool, a mercenary. His main weapons are swords and guns, so he's obviously killed people. But you know what kind of people? Super people, gods, writers of his own book. Yes, I'm talking about the infamous Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. Now that comic is a crime against humanity. If you haven't noticed, I'm not a fan of Deadpool fans, and this comic did nothing but bolster my inner rage for them. Not only did this comic spawn an entire new wave of Deadpool fans that collectively haven't showered since the dinosaurs turned into fireworks, but it's also provided them unlimited ammunition for them to go like, well, actually, Deadpool can kill your favorite Marvel character. You see this page? You see that? You see that? See? Deadpool's the strongest. Like, what do you mean he just shot Spider-Man? Like, you don't think criminals would try doing that all the time? He has a spider... I'm done. On the other hand, Deathstroke can also be considered a pretty big crime against humanity doer. And by humanity, I mean the younger demographic of humanity when he slept with a 15-year-old, oh my god. And it was to get a mole inside the Teen Titans. The Teen Titans? You think that your parents, your children, your wife, maybe the entire fucking planet has to be held at gunpoint for you to even consider to do some sick shit like this? But no, it was just revenge against the Teen Titans. Okay. Oh my god. You know what's gonna happen? Deathstroke is gonna pull up on Titan's tower, and just when he's about to attack, you will see like the walls just collapse like a film set, and you'll see a bunch of producers walk in, they'll escort the Titans away, and suddenly, you know who you see walking down in the corner? Chris Hansen. This plot thread is literally the only thing that holds back Deathstroke from being a mainstream character. Because listen, people can be fans of hitmen, psychos, murderers, but no one wants to root for a pedophile. Are you fucking crazy? But unfortunately, we can't forget Deadpool's other crime against humanity, which was his look in X-Men Origins Wolverine. I don't know what the fuck these guys were thinking when they came up with this hunk of garbage. And you know what's crazy? I don't know how it's possible, but the unused concept art is even worse. But I'll be honest, as a kid when I saw this Deadpool, I didn't mind it. I didn't know who Deadpool was. I didn't know who he was meant to be, but it kind of just slid over my smooth brain back then. But you know what I did mind though? Deathstroke's portrayal in Smallville. Dude, who the fuck is this geezer? I know Deathstroke's not exactly 20 years old, but who the fuck is this? The name Deathstroke will probably become way too literal for this guy. And he managed to kill Hawkman. Don't ask me how that happened. I don't even understand how he was swinging a sword without pulling out his back, so I think based on these reasons, it's pretty clear that Deathstroke is the superior criminal against humanity. Hawkeye and Green Arrow, dude, some people just posting stuff I already did in part 1. Flash and Quicksilver, really? Stop fucking wasting my time, bitch. @Animation Freak says, Wolverine and Timberwolf. Who the fuck is Timberwolf? That movie nitpicker 8070 wrote a whole fucking Bible passage, but one of them is Thanos and Darkseid. This is a very popular one that I'm very happy to settle once and for all. And before anyone starts pissing their pants, let me address this. Darkseid's first appearance, 1971. Thanos' first appearance, 1973, 2 years later. But it doesn't really matter who appeared when or who's stronger than who. When is it ever about that? Take a look at Darkseid. Now take a look at Thanos. The only reasonable point of comparison here is clearly to determine whose skincare regimen is better. So let's take a look at this face, Thanos' face. Clearly something went fucking wrong when you start developing wrinkles that don't even exist on humanoid creatures. However, apparently in the MCU, he's 1,000 years old. Does that make sense to me? Not really. 1,000 years is a long ass time to plan how you're gonna solve food shortage, and the best you can come up with is to kill half of everyone. What are you, a moron? Wait 1,000 more years, you have the exact same problem, except you have one less hand to do some jerky. Anyway, I'll be honest, he looks pretty fucking good for being 1,000 years old, considering that if I was 1,000 years old, I'd probably either be a pile of ash or a USB just uploading into a server. He's also jacked as hell, which I'm sure is really healthy for blood circulation throughout the skin, you know? But if we consider the fact that Thanos and Eros are brothers, so like roughly the same age, yeah, something went wrong, buddy. Something went wrong. And I know Thanos had a genetic mutation that makes him different from birth, but when your base model is Harry Styles, that's just unlucky. I'm sorry, that's just unlucky. So looking at Darkseid, I think it's pretty clear who's rocking the AIM and PM skin routines and who definitely isn't. His skin looks one level below the Thing. He looks like my elbow when I don't moisturize it enough during the winter. He looks like a Komodo dragon's ass cheek. He looks like your grandpa's scrotum. Also, he lives on Apocalypse where there's fires and lava and shit. Do you know how much UV protection you need? That's like slightly worse than Australia. No wonder dude's face is wrinkled and shit. Dude's getting fucking toasted. I don't know about America, but in Australia, you can definitely tell when someone goes out in the sun way too much and just doesn't use sunscreen. Their skin gets all plasticky and leathery. They're like a reptile just shedding their skin. It's gross. Darkseid should be a PSA for why you should be wearing sunscreen. I bet he's actually like 20 years old, but he just looks like that because he doesn't wear sunscreen on Apocalypse. But look at Darkseid's skin. I bet if you put one drop of moisturizer on his skin, it would just be instantly sucked in, like when you put one drop of water on a sponge. So yeah, Thanos wins this one. Alright, scrolling through the comments, there are way too many matchups for Batman. It's like no one can decide who's the true Batman equivalent for Marvel. The three main ones being Iron Man, Moon Knight, and Daredevil. So let's save us some time and let's hypothesize a random encounter fight between, on one side, Batman, and on the other side, Iron Man, Moon Knight, and Daredevil. Here's how I think it would go down. So Iron Man launches a rocket at Batman. That's it. That's how it ends. Kidding, I'm kidding. Pull up your pants, Jesus. Alright, let's just do Batman and Iron Man for this video. Like everything else in the world, this battle only comes down to one thing. Riz. Who has Iron Man Riz? So obviously we got Pepper Potts, but we also have Black Widow, Emma Frost, Gamora, which is fucking insane by the way. And we also got the Wasp. Dude went from the Avengers to the X-Men to the Guardians of the Galaxy, and back to the Avengers, to his homie's wife. Not only is that morally questionable, but you can't deny the guy's Riz. The lad's on a full rampage. Next thing you know, you're gonna see Iron Man riding Galactus into the sun. Now you're probably wondering how Batman could possibly compete with that. Well, Batman's got Catwoman, Talia al Ghul, the daughter of Ra's al Ghul, or Ra's al Ghul, I don't know how the fuck you pronounce it. Black Canary, Batgirl, which I didn't want to say but I had to prove a point. But we also have Wonder Woman, the GOAT of female superheroes. Are you fucking crazy? Let's consider this though. Who is the most iconic love interest in all of comic media? It's gotta be Lois Lane, right? To Superman himself. Superman, the OG superhero. Listen to this. Imagine hooking up with Superman's love interest before Superman himself. Dude, I'm sorry, but there's no amount of planets you can fucking bench press to get that out of your head. Am I saying that I like when comic writers set up this kind of story with them? No, but again, this is just to prove my point. Alright, Justice League, I think we should go to Apocalypse and end this threat once and for all. I disagree. Batman, we already voted that this is the best plan of action. Fine. But remember when I stepped with Lois before you. Alright, that's all I have for this video. If this video gets a lot of likes, maybe I'll do another part to this. Maybe in the comments drop a matchup that I should definitely do. That's not completely shit. Anyway, make sure to check out my Instagram. I'm kind of back on TikTok as well. I don't know how long that's gonna last. Check out my letterbox, my music, my vlog channel as well. Yeah, that's it. I'll see you next week. 10-1-5 in the open night. I can't help that I feel so lonely. How many times do I have to die when I lie trying to heal